Are you able to hear me? So yesterday, I was trying to tell you what are the different types of machine learning approaches are there. Okay. Now, I think the roadmap is fundamentally very clear from way to start and way to end. It is something like you're planning your journey and you're making it ready for the next 10 years, man. Be very, very clear about that. Okay. So the more proactive you go, the more insecure you feel in this particular field. Be very clear. It's a journey, what you should plan, and a transformation, what you should try to achieve. Now, any of these things, whenever you're implementing with the constructs, there is definitely a cross comparison. You have to always do with your AI, ML, DS, like deep learning and your DSP. So let us just take the cross comparison constructs that are fundamentally expected in this particular process. Okay. One, if you're taking your aspect with respect to your area and how AI will deal with it, how machine learning will deal with it, how deep learning will deal with it, and how data science will deal with it. We want to just make those constructs clear. Coming to the construct of your focus. Okay. One of the area is if your AI is just doing more, it is simulating human reasoning, planning, and problem solving, where you have a very straightforward mathematical formulas or a set of formulas which are integrated, and you will just think of substituting your corresponding values very properly, and that particular part of the situation to that instance will become automated for you. Is that point clear? Are you getting me? Now let us say, like, I'll give you one simple example. If you're my students, all students from a C++ implementations, definitely you could have heard this from me. If suppose say like you're sitting on your dining table and then you are ordering a robot to get a glass of water. Now, your robot is recognizing that you're on the dining table, and from your dining table, how much distance that particular refrigerator is there. And then it's going and getting you a glass of water. Are you not happy? Definitely, yes. A very simple simulation of the human reasoning. Human reasoning means what? Your robot understanding that my owner is on the dining table and it is understanding where your refrigerator is there and technically trying to go for the planning of how the distance has to be covered and how the water has to be poured from the refrigerator into the glass and then giving it in your hands. It's a very simple aspect. With artificial intelligence, we can complete this task. Now, let us understand one thing. Next day, you're sitting in your living room watching your TV, and you're technically trying to tell your robot, please get me a glass of water. Now, imagine your robot is taking your instructions, going to the refrigerator, taking the glass of water, but it's going and keeping it on the dining table, but not where you are sitting in the living room. Now, this is a mismatch with what? Here, artificial intelligence is there, but it is missing machine learning. Are you getting me? Means the robot is missing that wherever my owner is there, in the vicinity of my particular house, if he is ordering me a glass of water, I should give him. That machine learning part has been missed now. So you should take this AI project into what now? Machine learning project. Learning from data to make predictions or decisions. Means what? Before, when your robot is taking an instruction, my owner or my master wants a glass of water, first it should have the intelligence of spanning your entire house, fixing the coordinates, possible locations where the master can be there, in that possible locations of the coordinates where currently the owner is existing or the master is existing, taking that as a source of your instruction or your order, go and contact the refrigerator, take the water and come back to the target position of where you are there. Is that point clear? This is machine learning. This is machine learning. Now let us assume that this is happening very perfectly. Okay. Means wherever you are physically staying, and from there, if you are giving an instruction, your robot is able to get the glass of water for you from the refrigerator. Now let us say like it is chilled winterman and you're ordering a glass of water and your refrigerator is contacted, is getting you chilled water now. In winter, can you take the chilled water? No. That's first problem. Okay, first problem, catch up. Means you do not want chilled water, your robot is getting you chilled water. From wherever you are instructing from the house, it is able to give you. No problem in that. Second thing is, I ordered the water from the living room. By the time the robot came, somebody knocked my door. I went and opened the door and I'm talking to the guest at the door now. Okay, at my main entrance, I'm talking to my guest. Now your robot is getting the water. First thing is it's chilled winter and it's chilled water. Second thing is it is getting that particular water and standing exactly in the location where you were sitting in the living room previously and you gave the order. And it is waiting for some time for you to take the water, but you're not taking it. Then technically your robot is basically in a confusion and is standing there. Now you are coming back to the location where your robot is there. You took the glass of water and you went and you started speaking with your guest now. Means your robot is missing what? A robot is missing what? Deep learning. It's missing deep learning. Means after giving the instruction, if you are moving from that place and you're in a new location, your robot is unable to take a decision that wherever currently my master is there, I have to travel to that location where the master is there, not exactly the location where always my instruction from the master came. You should develop another layer of intelligence and common sense, you can say. Simply, don't you think that if you're having a physical servant in your house, he will come and give you a glass of water where you are standing at the door? Yes or no? Will he stand at the chair only? No. He'll come there. Yes or no? So technically, robot also should have that common sense that currently where my master is there, I should go and give the water to that coordinates of the new position, but not the coordinates of the instructed position. If it can take this decision, change its target position, come to you where you are standing at the door, and if it can give you the water, it has achieved deep learning. Second, after giving the chilled water, you're not happy with it. So robot learning that I have to give the water from the refrigerator only when this much temperature is there externally. Understanding that my owner will expect the temperature of the water to be at this level. Even if it is taking the water from the refrigerator, calculate the fundamental comfortable zone a human being will feel in drinking the water. If suppose it's not looking comfortable, go to the location where your water purifier is there. Try to mix up the water and make it come to a stable temperature that could be looking comfortable to the human being according to the external temperature of that particular time. And then come and give the water. It is deep learning. Or you can say reinforcement learning. Can we keep all the terms of AI, ML, DL, and reinforcement learning into the same basket, man? Here, programming intelligence is important, or understanding the common sense of the human being's ability of requirement and what the other person can expect in that particular service, predicting, forecasting, and adjusting the algorithm is more important. I leave that common sense onto your brain now. More easiest example to understand this, I cannot tell you other than the example what I gave you just now. So artificial intelligence is straightforward, value and expression based. If you can achieve artificial intelligence, then starting from machine learning, it is only the algorithm that you should think which can optimize your artificial intelligence in a better way. Am I clear? So every project will begin technically in which particular orderman? It starts from AI. Zamir, everybody has been sent, Jamir. Maybe they are not trying to disconnect and connect once again. There was some technical issue. I settled that. Okay. So every project will start at first level. At which level? AI level. Okay. Then taken to the ML, then taken to the DL, then taken to the reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is part of the DL only. Therefore, we don't represent that separately. Am I clear? But don't you think that beginners are doing the mistake of telling that I am machine learning expert, I'm deep learning expert without answering AI? Problem is happening where try to understand. Okay, it's not the problem of students when industry has done this mistake. Industry also has done this mistake, going to the clients, exaggerating about the project, talking about the deep learning. See, when I'm speaking the robot example, don't you think that the last example, what I was talking about was looking really overwhelming? When you're listening to the last level of the example, where it is going, mixing up your water to the current temperature that is there, feeling what you will be comfortable, coming and giving you that particular water glass wherever you are standing in your house. Really beautiful story. But can we achieve that so easily without starting properly from AI? Are you understanding why people are saying now AI is a hype? AI is not hype, man. AI is not hype. ML and DL are hype because people are not understanding where to start. Therefore, machine learning is learning from data to make predictions or decisions. So how I can make my machine learning in my robotic example you gave to learn and predict? Simple. First, you should make the robot to understand what is the total number of, what is the total area of your living. Yes or no? Total area of your house, it should know first of all. Am I correct? And you should try to give all the labels and make the robot understand this is refrigerator, its location is here. This is a water purifier, its location is here. This is a fuel area, that is my gas stove, and you should give that. In that way, every object in your house, you should give the coordinates or not. Means you should label the data. Do you agree with me? Then first time you are giving the instruction from the dining table. So it should understand, okay, my owner, master will be on the dining table and he will give me instruction. So technically those coordinates should be registered. Am I correct? Hello. Then second time you gave the instruction from the living room. So it should check this instruction is coming from which particular coordinate. If the coordinate is not the previous coordinate that is identified as dining table, then it should get updated. Oh, this is a new coordinate. Let me add this. Means this is the area where my master can give instruction. So don't you think that that should be registered once again? Then third time, technically say like you gave the instruction from your bedroom. That location should be registered. So is it not learning from the new data that is coming that where the master can be there? Now, next time, whenever you are giving the instruction, will it goes to the dining table only? No. Whichever new coordinate, technically you are giving instruction, there it will come. So machine learning got completed. But the third case is dynamic. You gave the instruction from the living room, but you are standing at the door by the time the robot came. So it should have the intelligence that from the previous machine learning data, if a master gave instruction here and he is not existing here, what could be the other coordinates in the house where he could be existing? It should start searching. Am I correct? And any one coordinate where the master is matching, it should get into common sense that I should go there and I should give. Is it not the deep learning? So deep learning is nothing but learning from vast amounts of data through deep neural networks to model complex patterns. If you do not have the pattern with the different kind of data points in machine learning, can you make the deep learning to take common sense of activity, man? No. So analyzing the data to extract insights and drive decision making is data science job. Means what I was telling you in theoretical pattern and I'm making you understand is data science. Am I clear? So once a data scientist gives you a pattern of an idea, that idea you should know how to at least implement it in the first level AI, transform that into ML, make it move into DL, and finally RL. Now, generally, business, if I explain all this idea to my business, excited, and if he's having great budgets, he is ready to invest. But what the businessman will do? Businessman expects the project at which level? Businessman expects the project at which level? Corporate level. Hello. DL. He expects at DL. And he keeps a timeline. Yes or no? Saying that in next 3 months, if you can give me the robot which can do the work from wherever I give instruction and wherever I stay, I'm very happy. Now imagine the guys that top level people are coming and telling the AML people saying that in 3 months you should make this project to happen. To achieve artificial intelligence, there's no timeline. To achieve machine learning, you're not on timeline. Now, don't you think that after 3 months, technical people definitely they need to implement the project. They are not able to go through the targets. Then top level people they blame on which people now? We gave very wonderful idea, but programmers are not doing. Client will be saying that you gave very wonderful picture, man, but your delivery is under delivered. People are missing the timelines also here. Means how much time it can take for AI, how much time it can take for ML, how much time it can take for DL. People are not explaining these things properly to the client, expecting that he may not invest the budget. You cannot do AI, ML, and DL projects just like ordinary software projects, expecting the client to invest money into it. Finally, we'll fail. If your company once fails with one of the client in AI, can you expect your client company to get back the projects from that domain once again? A very bad propaganda will go. Catch up. So what are the key components? See, every project, once your focus is clear, it should have its own key components. Key components are what? You need a team of people. For AI, you need a team of people who can have reasoning, problem solving, perception, language understanding. Very basic levels or not? So, if you are a normal programmer in any programming language and you can technically understand the basic math and reasoning, and you have the ability of solving that particular problem that has been given to you, you are basically adapted. Coming to the ML, you need algorithms like regression, decision trees, neural networks. Means algorithmic intelligence should be here. For AI people, do you need algorithmic intelligence? Machine learning algorithmic intelligence. I'm not talking about data structures algorithms. If you have data structure algorithms here, you are very wonderfully accepted by the industry because you can give optimized code at the computer science level here itself. So whenever you are coming with the constructs, you need algorithms. You need algorithms. The third is neural networks, back propagation, large scale data processing with high computational power. So don't you think that when you come to the deep learning, more of infrastructure is playing the role here? So once you are into deep learning, it goes into reinforcement learning only by one simple thing. Man, what is that? Can you tell me? Where your system can interact with the environment and it can learn from the consequences of its actions. The system is only trying to, all the intelligence is at deep learning, where it can take its common sense, implement it in every. But suppose, say, like, technically, it is trying to learn from the surrounding environments also. One simple thing I'll tell you. Suppose, say, like, the glass of water was ordered, man. You're standing anywhere. It is mixing up with the corresponding temperature differences and it's getting the water to you. Okay? It's getting the water to you. While it is getting the water to you, technically imagine that your son, your younger son, who is basically around 8 or 9 years, let us say, means is manageable. Less than 8 or 9 years means he is manageable. Do you agree with me, or we should attend him immediately? Hello. Manageable. He can manage himself. Now, while you're taking this glass of water, suppose your son instructed the robot saying that, give me that glass of water. Now, don't you think that this is another type of instruction in the actual process of implementation? Hello. Yes. Now, what your robot should do now? What your robot should do? One, instead of giving you the glass of water, giving this glass to your son. I think generally when you're having your servants in your house, this kind of situation will arise or not? And imagine after giving the glass of water to your son, because it's the latest instruction in the path of the robot while you're taking the water to the master, it has given the glass of water. Imagine your robot is not getting the next glass of water because your instruction is already lost, null and void. Are you not irritated? If your servant does the same thing, what you'll do? He'll ask, where is water for me? And your servant is saying, sir, I was getting the water for you, but your son has asked, I gave him. Then don't you think that as a master, you'll say, like, at least use your brain, man. You gave to my son, it's okay, but go and get me the water once again for me. Are you not saying the same thing to the servant? The same thing you will tell your robot also. Telling your robot that use your common sense, understand the instructions. You gave the water to my son, that's okay. After that, at least you go and get back my water from which you have to give me. And then imagine your servant is giving you the glass of water, once again getting you from the refrigerator, mixing, everything is happening. Now, don't you think that you're telling your son, you're already 8 years, man, can't you go and get your water? Do you think that servant should give you? Are you not saying this? And you're telling the servant that if he's asking you water next time, if I ask you, don't give my glass of water to him, you give me first and then go and get him second. This kind of learning is reinforcement. Am I clear? Means you're instructing your servant how to do, what to do, in which way you should do. So you're telling him the environmental situations. So your robot also, next time when your son is asking the glass of water, telling that you please go and get the water because this is for your father. If you do not want to go and get the water, you wait till I give this water and come back to you. So that is reinforcement learning. Am I clear? Reinforcement learning is understanding and increasing your intelligence by the surrounding interactions. You just imagine, man, can the human beings really build everything in AI up to reinforcement learning just to 2025 and 26 and 27? Don't you think that there is 90% hype in the market regarding artificial intelligence by media? And people are falling into this hype. They are spending lakhs of rupees. I know people learning AI courses, paying 2 lakhs to 3 lakhs, and they don't know what to do. Course completed 3 years back, paying their EMIs even today for what they have never been implementing. People are thinking that artificial intelligence is equal to deep learning and reinforcement learning. Mistake is yours. Mistake is yours. Actually, I should not say all these things. If I don't say all these things, I can do better business. But I don't want my students to fall into that particular factor. So your journey, you should understand. Are you understanding your journey now? Every Tom, Dick and Harry in the market is a machine learning programmer, DL programmer. What to do when we'll just psychologically laugh and we'll leave them? Are you understand the components? So the market is speaking on what AI can really achieve finally in next 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. But people are thinking that that is happening now only. And I've seen exclusively people asking me, sir, are you conducting reinforcement learning classes? I asked him, like, what are you currently doing? Sir, since last 8 years, I am a database administrator. What a kind of hypocrisy, man. At least start properly with AI, okay? And go up to ML, at least from your institution. DL and reinforcement learning, leave, man. Your institutions, they can give you an idea, but practical implementation is beyond the concept. Am I clear? I hope you're understanding my words properly. Now, coming to the last point, that is end goal. Every project has end goal, yes or no? So end goal is what in AI? Creating intelligent systems capable of performing human-like tasks. Means just behave like a human being, that's all. You don't need intelligent human beings here. Means you need a servant that can just take your instructions and do the task. You're not expecting a servant with great common sense, intelligence, reasoning, and all those things. Absolutely, Sunil. Absolutely. Suppose say like I'm telling a robot, get me a glass of water. It is getting me a glass of water. Okay. But suppose say like I'm sitting in my chair and I'm saying, get me water. So imagine a robot is going into your washroom and getting a bucket of water. Is it not foolishness? But you can't blame the robot. Why? Because you said, get me water. Did you tell what is the quantity? What is the utensil? What is the size? For which purpose did you say? No. So how you can blame your robot? Artificial intelligence wise, it's correct. That project is correct in AI. But that project is missing what? Reasoning. Reasoning should be given through ML. Label the data, label your instructions. If suppose you're sitting in your chair and you're telling your servant, get me water, will he get you a bucket of water? No, he'll get you a glass of water. If he's having confusion, he'll ask you, definitely he'll interact. He'll interact with the master saying that, sir, you need water for what purpose? You're saying, peene ke liye pani leke aao. Sure, so is not your system is interacting? That interactive intelligence is reinforcement learning. Am I clear? To develop such kind of systems, is it possible in any nearby 10 years, man? AI seriously started now. It is a journey. But people are coming into the industry, they are not having the basic intelligence of AI. What the hell they will do with ML, DL and all this? Those are all unwanted discussions. So, creating intelligent systems capable of performing human-like tasks. That is enough. That is enough. So AI works purely on what? Mathematics. Are you getting me? Coming to machine learning, developing models that can make accurate predictions or decisions. So ML needs what? Those mathematical functions. Any expression in mathematics, in common, we can call it as a function. Do you agree with me? Hello. So you're keeping these functions in a proper order and making them get corrected by the data what you pass by applying an algorithm that has the intelligence of optimizing the data and make predictions by patterns. That is machine learning. Making that happen again and again, even if some environmental changes are in and around taking place, then that is automating feature extraction and creating highly accurate models for tasks such as image, video, and speech recognition. I'm giving some basic examples, image, video, and speech recognition, but in the robot example, I'll tell you one small thing. You said, get me a glass of water. The robot went into the kitchen to get the glass. Imagine that it found a particular glass there, which is a glass which was already used for some other kind of product. It was not cleaned. Catch my words, it was not cleaned. It just identified the image of the glass, picked up the glass, came to the refrigerator, started pouring the water from the bottle, and gave that particular glass of water to you. Will you drink that glass of water? No, because you're finding something that is looking like a dirt or whatever it is. Now, don't you think you will just pat your head and think that oh, machine I see काम करता है, and you went to the sink and you started washing, you took your water now. Now, don't you think that in when you come to deep learning, we should give an instructional intelligence to the robot? Is the glass is clean or not? If it is not clean, now you don't need to tell the robot that please clean the glass of what glass and then get me water. Imagine a robot is doing that automatically next time by checking the glass, checking it's clean or not. If it is not clean, clean it. Where the cleaning area is there, with which water it has to clean, and then filling. Don't you think that this is all something, how much intelligence you have to embed into that particular chipsman, those processors, controllers, how much intelligence you have to give like this? If NVIDIA is releasing one chip in the market, do you think that the chip will have intelligence? the chip will have the ability of processing your intelligence. The chip does not have any intelligence. Remember that. If NVIDIA CEO comes and speaks something in the market, why we should get worried, man? So automating feature extraction and creating highly accurate models for the task to be completed. So don't you think that for this task to be completed, first your robot should have the intelligence of recognizing the image of a glass? Yes or no? Then don't you think that it should have the intelligence of understanding whether it is a cleaned glass or it's not a cleaned glass? That is once again image recognition only. Now, look, if it is not a cleaned glass, then understanding where it has to go and wash this glass, for that, don't you think that you should have the analysis of some particular video that can tell from the current location how to go to the location of the cleaning environment of your sink or wash basin? All this to happen, first it should have the idea, get me a glass of water, then it should understand the speech what you have told to the robot, and then it should try to translate that particular speech into an intelligent combination of the words to understand it is for drinking water in a cleaned glass taken from the refrigerator, from a bottle of water, checking the external temperature, adjusting the water temperature to the comfortable zone of a mask. So many things should happen out of the simple word what you said, get me a glass of water. From that, how much tree it has to build for that next level intelligence to make all these things to happen. Therefore, when you come to deep learning and reinforcement learning, most of the project goes with what? Can you make image to be intelligent, video to be intelligent, data to be, or speech to be intelligent? We are talking about LLMs and all these things. I've seen people speaking large language modules. You ask him two questions on AI, he sits down. Don't run behind the tools. If you run behind the tools, you'll understand suddenly where you get stuck. You may get your job, but you can't keep your job for another 1 or 2 years because somewhere you're stuck up because you're not having differences in this. Deriving insights and knowledge from the data to guide business decisions. Don't you think the data scientist should be very, very critically intelligent in studying every point and every component of the system and how those data points can be given to the robots or anything? Don't you think that you should start supporting the project by supplying the data points to the programmers at every level? I think you are very clear with what kind of constructive responsibilities you should take and you should start moving. So don't think that the constructs can go in a very simple way. So according to the area of preparation, now keeping the construct of the aspect with respect to these particular areas, now coming to the application complexity, it is basically high in the sense a traditional programmer with the basic mindset of doing support, service, maintenance like projects, keeping himself into the fundamental administration like areas, taking a simple requirement of the client and converting it into a program and pushing it. Those people, they have to change their mindset to AI applications, especially those involving autonomous systems, natural language processing, or robotics tend to be complex due to their multidisciplinary nature and need for advanced algorithms. You need to understand the domain of the technology, definitely. Do you agree with me? Means you will be working surrounded by what? Surrounded by electronics and communication engineers, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, structural engineers, because building a robot technically needs all these areas. So you should coordinate with them, understand their area of formulas, their area of expressions. As a programmer, you should know how to convert that mathematical expression into a concept of the programmatical instruction separately. Number theory game you should know very carefully. Machine learning, moderate to high. ML applications vary in complexity depending on the model and the problem. Simpler models like linear regression have low complexity, while applications with essential say like ensembling modeling and complex tasks like image recognition can be quite complex depending upon your algorithms. Coming to deep learning, very high. They work on deep neural networks, which can be computationally expensive and difficult to tune. So here you should have the ability of what? Even computer science based data structures to make your programs to work more effectively in the optimization of the time complexity and space complexity. I've seen many people in the last 5 or 6 years, they started learning data structures. Man, I asked them why. So there's a great demand. Where it is in great demand? Suddenly, why data structures became so much demanding? Because we need the complexity to be handled. We need complexity to be handled at the machines for deeper computations that are coming in the market. You simply learn your data structures and you come. What happens? See, know the area of your work and learn any technology. When I don't stop you. But because market is demanding, I will learn. Don't go in that way. You will lose your money out of your pockets in institutions. For data scientists, you don't need a heavy lot of intelligence and low to moderate. Means understanding what? The problem, domain, and target application is more of conceptual. Yes or no? So a data scientist can work with very sample amount of data, knowing how to clean the data, how to fundamental analyzation of the data you should do. So they can even work on Excel sheets. In Excel, he will try to do the basic things and he'll show you. This is how I'm expecting. Then you should be in a position to implement that. Scope of the application. AI application spans multiple domains, including healthcare, robotics, autonomous, so many things. Means you can be in a position to work anywhere. When you come to the ML, you are standardizing the algorithm. Because you're standardizing the algorithm, wherever such a requirement of the algorithm is there, don't you think that only the features and the labels and the values will change? The algorithm works once again in the same way. So AI people, they can continuously have their career in scaling, man. But in ML, every time you should think in a new way to apply algorithms such that you can standardize your work. Because once I achieve ML, don't you think that for that domain, that project is closed? Coming to DL, applications, when you come, I told you more of image, video, and audio constructs will be there. We'll definitely handle very large data sets, tuning the hyperparameters and all these things. More of optimization will be there. These people are expected to not only have the intelligence of making the system more intelligent by nature in reasoning by dynamic interaction around this environment, but they should also have the intelligence of working with data structures that can tune their particular application to be having the accurate speed. Data scientists will focus only on data collection, check every data point is getting collected or not, how it should be processed, analyzed, and fundamental reporting of that particular application should be done in which way. So the complexity is only because of the data wrangling, man. Okay, more of cleaning, constructs, and all these things they should think about. Coming to the development challenges, AI systems must manage only decision making. Therefore, definitely you can achieve this. Okay, majority of the AI projects are successful. 99% AI projects will be successful. But coming to ML, the failure will start because they need extensive feature engineering, model selection, hyperparameter tuning, and all such kind of things. So, what are these terminologies? That's what we will be discussing in the next chapter. We'll try to understand the terminology of ML. Okay. For AI, we don't need any terminology. The terminology of ML will work for AI also. And then DL application requires substantial computational resources. Means you should be in a position to tell your data size in order of growth, how much it will go by percentage in next 5 years, 10 years, what computation specifications are necessary. So more of the infrastructure management criteria. Data scientists will try to now finalize the workflows of pre-processing, missing data handling, how we should do, these kind of areas. Everybody is having his own area of involvement or not. So when you come to the construct of the fundamental aspect, man, you need to understand one thing. You need to understand one thing very carefully. Exactly how the world sees into this, how the world sees into this. And you're not taking that criteria very properly and you jumpstart yourself in the construct. So what are the real world examples you can expect here? I told you, very fundamental projects up to autonomous driving like constructs we can specifically here. The simple conversational projects with AI is not, is like your master giving first instruction to the robot. That level, if you do, that's enough. Second is more of recommendation systems and predictive maintenance in manufacturing industries to find machine learning. If more of manufacturing industries are coming, our projects from AI will shift to ML. Then DL. They are more deeper into the same areas with where we are giving autonomous driving. Currently, what EV vehicles are providing you. Okay, you should be at the back of the wheel and you can keep it in autonomous. If it is not driving properly, you'll handle it. Yes or no? Some of the EV vehicles are providing this facility. Do you agree with me? But you should be at the back of the steering wheel. But DL, you're not there at the back of the steering wheel. It will take care of it. So generating business insights means by this time the data scientist is only at which level? Thinking how I can market my project, how I can make it go through the customers and all those kind of things he will checking out. Team expertise. So requires expertise in multiple AI disciplines, including NLP, robotics. You should understand, along with mathematics and all them. Moderate to high, algorithmic construct, very high mode. Now, are we really in this kind of expertise technically or not? Nobody cares, man. Okay. So the factors influencing computational power, they need size of data, type of analysis you are doing, kind of algorithmic complexity, and what is real-time processing you are actually expecting. According to that, the computational power comes into the picture. So what are the fundamental hardware requirements? For very small projects, a standard laptop or desktop with 8 to 16 GB RAM with multi-core CPU is enough. Means AI and ML 100% you can think of doing on your laptops or desktops if this configuration is there. When you come to the large projects, you need high performance computing engines. So you need to depend upon cloud services with very big lot of data coming from big data projects, deep learning or complex machine learning tasks. You are mostly working with GPUs, may not be TPUs, but at least GPUs. If this picture is not there, gentlemen, trust me, you will feel you have learned everything. You'll be start wandering. You don't know where you should go and what exactly your industry is expecting from you. I hope day by day we are getting that fundamental clarity. First of all, we have started AI or ML. I am not speaking on, but the clarity of the market space is getting clear to you. This is very important, man. If you are done with this level, we need to have some terminology clear. Okay. So I'll start on the terminology. Terminology is very vast, man, but at least the basic terminology, what you should be clear, I'll finalize that. Okay. Because I speak something, you are in your own confusion, like what it is, that should not happen. Therefore, let us make the terminology very clear, practically relevant to the terminology, whatever practical side of thought process we need. I'll try to push up some examples and we'll move on. I think we will get into some practical state very soon, man. Okay. So from today onwards, please see that you're technically operating in your mailbox 30 minutes before your class. Between your class is at 7, so 6:30 to 7. Between this, you'll get your link anytime. Okay. And then get connected, man. Today, because of some technical issue, you had a problem in connecting, man. You will not have that particular problem from tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Once again with you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Take care of yourself. Have a great day.